And the White House versus Ken Starr. 4 leading senators face off. Plus, Carvel and Madeline on Meet the Press.
I'm Dave Jensch.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Next on your 6 o'clock news, investigators say they now know how a fire at a Duluth dream house started. We'll have details.
You'll find out what George says about the weekend's snowfall forecast. And in tonight's I-Team 6 report, internet filters. Are they useful tools to protect our children, or are they a form of censorship? We'll take an in-depth look at the debate. The Channel 6 o'clock news is straight ahead.
You're watching Channel 6. This is the Channel 6 o'clock news.
Good evening. Investigators tonight say the fire that destroyed a Duluth dream home over the weekend was the work of an arsonist.
The fire marshal wants the public's help to catch whoever started the fire at the Meyerhoff home on Skyline Parkway. The house went up in flames Saturday morning and quickly burned to the ground. The home was under construction and the owners were out of town at the time. Damage is estimated at $450,000. 2 firefighters received minor injuries. Now, if you have any information that could help investigators, you can contact Crime Stoppers or the Duluth Fire Marshal's office. Redeemer Lutheran Church in Duluth will have one last church service this Sunday.
The paperwork has been filed to close the church and turn the building over to a former victim of sexual abuse. I-Team 6 first told you this action was imminent in an exclusive report earlier this week. David Samardzija was sexually molested by the man who was pastor of Redeemer from 1961 to 1979. Reverend Daniel Reeb admitted under oath to abusing Samardzija. In 1996, the Minnesota Supreme Court ruled that church officials knew the sexual abuse was happening but did nothing to stop it. They were ordered to pay $750,000 to Samardzija. But the church hasn't paid him, and now the building will be confiscated by the St. Louis County Sheriff's Department as payment for the debt. The senior elder at Redeemer Church told I-Team 6 today that members can transfer to Christ the King, Missouri Synod Lutheran Church, which is about 4.5 miles east on Grand Avenue. From hardcore sex to how to make drugs, kids can learn it all at school these days.
The internet is full of all kinds of things most parents would never want their kids to see.
Tonight, in an exclusive I-Team 6 report, Barbara Riles takes a look at how schools are struggling to protect kids while not interfering with their ability to learn.
These Barnum seniors are researching Greek mythology. These Moose Lake 5th graders are surfing for information on colonial America. Both are accessing information they couldn't find in classroom textbooks.
When we study stuff in school, there's some stuff in our books they don't tell, like what daily life or Puritans or something like that would be, and we could look it up on the computers and we could find out more.
The internet is a growing tool for school use, but the information superhighway can pose some major problems. It's littered with websites many would consider pornographic, violent, even dangerous.
I think there's just a general concern about the content of the internet and what's out there.
Because of this concern, many schools are turning to electronic filters, systems that block sites the schools deem inappropriate.
In an environment like education, you have to protect the kids from what might be bad out there.
But while it may sound like a good thing, some fear it smacks of censorship, and many school officials worry that the filter system could inhibit legitimate research.
You might be researching something like drugs, and I know that a lot of sites are closed down too because that's one of the sites that's censored through the filtering system.
Filters can be frustrating for students as well.
They block out so much stuff that you can't get into so many topics. Anything on drugs, you can't get into anything that deals with sex or anything. You can't get into them.
While Barnum school officials do worry about inappropriate access, they feel a system of adult monitoring and teaching students responsibility is a better way to go.
Well, this is my internet driver's license, and you have to get this signed by a sponsoring teacher, yourself, and your parents.
In Barnum schools, in order to use the internet without direct adult supervision, students must earn a license to drive the internet. They must pledge to use the web responsibly and get signed permission from a faculty member and their parents.
Consortium leaders say they understand that filters can be construed as censorship, and they've had extensive conversations with education leaders about how not to let filter systems interfere with legitimate research.
Those that have decided to filter feel that they would rather defend on a freedom of speech than to go in and try and defend why some parent had something bad happen to one of their children.
Computer consortium leaders know that a filter system is not a guarantee that students won't access something inappropriate. That's why they encourage a three-tiered approach, which includes a filter, adult supervision, and an acceptable use policy. Meanwhile, as the use of the information superhighway expands in schools, the issue of censorship is bound to become a major controversy. Barbara Riles, Channel 6 News.
Congress is currently considering a bill that would block internet hookup subsidies to schools unless they prove that screening software is in place to block access to websites containing indecent materials.
A poll finds nearly half of Minnesotans who think the timber wolf is a threat and should be controlled, but Minnesotans also appear reluctant to endorse a hunting season for wolves. The poll was conducted for our Twin Cities sister station, KARE-TV. The strongest response for wolf control was outside of the Twin Cities area. Wolves have fared so well in Minnesota and other Midwest states that they may be removed from the federal endangered species list. Well, for the first time in over a decade of debate, the two sides in the Des Moines controversy will face off on live television.
Tonight at 7 o'clock, Channel 6 will let both sides present their cases.
Adam May shows us the key players in tonight's debate and explains what's going to happen.
The USS Des Moines has divided the city of Duluth for almost a dozen years. But how informed are you about the plans for Veterans Memorial Park? Most of us know by now that the governor wants to spend $14 million in tax money on the park. We also know that a group of Duluthians have been vocally against the plans. We've also heard many rumors about the ship, like, is the ship so big it'll knock down the aerial bridge? Tonight, Channel 6, along with WDSC, will try to put these rumors to rest and bring you the facts.
Hopefully, people who watch this show tonight will see real information, real facts, because the people on either side are going to be there to call each other on it if somebody's trying to, pull the wool over your eyes. So.
Tonight, Michelle Lee and WDSC's Jim Newman will host a panel of 4 people who will tackle that issue. For the pro-Des Moines side will be Tanya Kozicki from Governor Carlson's office. She has been handling the legal issues surrounding the Des Moines. Terry Mattson from the Duluth Convention and Visitors Bureau will also attend in favor of the ship. He will try to sell the local economic impact the park could have. Against the ship will be Duluth City Councilor Dale Swapinski. For rookie politician, Swapinski has been a vocal opponent to the plans. Also, a naval veteran against the plans, Tom Morgan, will attend. Morgan is also the director for the Center of Study of Peace and Justice at St. Scholastica.
I'm expecting some very emotional debate on tonight's show. I think people on either side of this issue feel very strongly on their positions, and we think that we've lined up a real good group of people for tonight's show.
All 4 guests will take phone calls from viewers and answer questions and challenges. Will the USS Des Moines be an asset to the city of Duluth? Or will it be a waste of tax money? These are the questions you can expect to be answered during our 1-hour special. Adam May reporting for Channel 6 News.
The Des Moines debate will follow Wheel of Fortune tonight at 7 o'clock right here on Channel 6.
Meanwhile, the Duluth Area Chamber of Commerce is supporting the Veterans Yes Group, but is not helping to pay for advertising in the current campaign. Well, today's slushy, snowy weather caused a few school closings. George will be in to tell us what's in store for the weekend.
And then the Empty Bowl Project. You'll see what some youngsters are doing to help put food on the tables of others. Their story is coming up in the Kids Corner when your 6 o'clock news continues.
Being in debt can be rather unpleasant. Between credit card bills and car payments, medical emergencies, and broken refrigerators, you can feel a little tied down. The whole situation can be pure torture. However, if you own a home, there's a simple solution: a home equity loan from TCF Financial Services. Call right now to find out how to apply. It's a free call, and there's no obligation. Home equity loans are a smart way to consolidate your bills. You'll have just one monthly payment, and the interest may be tax deductible. TCF Financial Services makes the process easy. Apply over the phone. We generally get back to you in about 8 business hours. Once you're approved, you can usually pick up your money in just a few days from one of our local branches. Then you can pay off those crippling credit card balances. Plus, you'll have money available to pay for home improvements, pay off medical bills, even finance your kids' college education. And because you can postpone your first payment for up to 30 days, you can pay your bills before you pay us. All you have to do is pick up the phone. The call is free, and there's no obligation. Have you felt a little tortured by other lenders in the past? Even if you've had past credit problems, don't let that keep you from calling. TCF Financial Services' friendly lending representatives are ready to help. Remember, approval is fast, and you could have your money in just a few days. There's no obligation, so call TCF Financial Services today.
Homeowners call 1-800-527-0600 to apply for a home equity loan from TCF Financial Services. Even if you've had financial problems, there's no hassle, no obligation. If you own a home, call now. 1-800-527-0600. 1-800-527-0600.
For the first time on network television,
come to fight and to die for you.
His destiny was to lead a country.
Tell them Scotland is free.
His legend was to unite a people against evil.
I want it hot on a plate.
And win freedom for a nation.
Are you ready for a war?
Winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Mel Gibson.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Braveheart, NBC Sunday. Parental discretion advised.
Meteorologist George Kessler's forecast can be heard weekday afternoons on KKCB B105 FM and WEBC 560 AM.
Well, we've had everything today. I would say the kitchen sink, but I'm not shocked if that came through somebody's windshield today. Here's the storm system in motion with our storm tracker map. Look at this. It's like my 1-year-old got after it with finger paints. Here's the deal. White and gray, that's snow. Pink, that's the rain-snow mix. Green, that's rain. There's everything. Here's what's happening. The center of the storm system, like everything else with this storm, it's just really odd. It is backing up to the northwest. They usually go to the northeast. Now it's going the wrong direction, and it's pulling some warm air with it. Watch it curling up through Wisconsin. Now that warm air is getting mixed with cold air, and so we are beginning to see a changeover to snow through most locations, and that's why we've also had some persistent snow redeveloping, moving across Lake Superior. So far, from what I've found, the most snow has been up the North Shore, where areas around Finland, right at the top of the ridges, have seen several inches of extremely heavy wet accumulation, brought down some power lines, brought down some trees, but it was really localized. Most locations have had this slushy mess. High of 36, low of 32, just the same as yesterday. Temperature now 32, the low for the day. Winds are the east at 28, gusting to 32 miles an hour. If this snow were drier, we'd have a huge problem with the winds pushing it around. Pressure is very low, but starting to think about recovering. 29.42. Humidity is 92%. Temperatures right now across the entire region in the 30s, maybe even a few 40s off there just at the edge of your map. Well, we have them, folks. The weather watchers are back, and I, for one, am just plain happy to hear from them. Bilney overnight, 30 degrees, had some snow. Now it's gone back to rain. Now it's gone over to snow. He's been switching back and forth. Not much accumulation there. Marvelous Merv, Lindelof, and Iron River, 33 degrees, says just enough snow to cover the ground. Not enough for skiing yet, but you get back up. Now, we have a few reports. Peter Spin up in Saginaw has 25 degrees. Temperature is a little colder on the Minnesota side, so it has been sticking there. Officially at the airport, just about 3 inches of snow today. Down by the lake, a lot less than that. Probably only going to see about 1 inch or 2 more. Up to the North Shore, Godik and Hibbing, 32 degrees. Rebecca Chapman in Angora, 31. Now, Dave Angier and Gein, 32 degrees, so they're right around that freezing mark. Same story going west, out toward Grand Rapids. Don Olson in Cohasset, 32 degrees. Just a little spritzel of snow on the ground. Jan Fagry in Floodwood, 32. And the Schwampinator, calling in from Long Lake, 34. Welcome back, guys. It's certainly great to hear you. Now, if you wanted to get a peek of how things looked around the Duluth area since we've had the most snow, here it is. Now, I have a feeling most people really haven't missed it. It's been coming down, coating the roads. The winds have been very high coming off the lake, causing some visibility problems. The snow will be winding down, though, the next couple of hours, and that should take a lot of the stress out of driving for people who've gotten very used to springtime. Here's a little trivia for you. If this had been all snow, if this had been one of our usual February storms, 18 to 24 inches. Instead, it's rain. They had 40 inches of snow out in South Dakota. Well, watch the storm as it goes backwards through the Midwest. It's going to be with us for a few days. Eventually, it'll stall out back here and then move back this way. Once it makes that transition, though, it'll be almost out of moisture. So the really significant snow should be over long before the storm actually clears the neighborhood. There'll just be snow showers and light snow behind it. Just a broad swirl. It's coming all the way up and over from the Gulf of Mexico. Here comes the next batch. That'll probably be around for a little bit of snow on Sunday. Snow tracker map again, rain in the center, rain a little bit northwestern Wisconsin, then some snow as you cross on over. I'll get you the up close and personal viewpoint. Here it is. Keeps redeveloping, hitting the North Shore. As it gets inland, though, it becomes quite ragged. It's very puffy type of clouds that's producing this. So for tomorrow, still the wraparound snow, but again, accumulation's only about an inch or two of additional, so it shouldn't cause many problems. Here's your forecast for the overnight hours. Snow and wind, temperatures in the 20s. I think most locations will be in the upper 20s by morning, so beware of some patchy ice, although the roads are still very warm from the last 6 weeks. For your Saturday, scattered snow showers. Temperatures right around freezing for a high. And as we look on ahead to Sunday, more of the same. Scattered snow showers. They should be of the very light variety. High temperature once again around freezing. The 5-day outlook. Maybe another flurry on Monday. Then we can all kick back and relax, especially the meteorologists in town.
So this really would have been a foot of snow had it just...
No, this would have been 2. Oh. This thing would have just been massive with the 40-mile-an-hour winds. Plus, with the wind coming off the lake, if the temperature had been colder, we would have been hooked up completely.
I'm glad you enjoy your life's work.
Yeah. Yeah, they come and work easy.
Okay, thanks, George.
Yep.
Well, kids across the Northland are in the process of helping feed the hungry.
Kindergartners at Duluth's Rock Ridge Elementary spent the morning making bowls for this year's Empty Bowl project.
The bowls will be sold to benefit the Northern Lakes Food Bank, but Jason Rice tells us it's also an adventure in art for the kids.
A morning of bowl making kept Rock Ridge kindergartners busy exercising their creativity. They're designing bowls from clay that will help provide food for the hungry in the coming days.
Kindergartners get right into it. I don't think we had any hesitation today, maybe a little at first, but everyone was very proud of their finished product.
As one young artist points out, the teachers were there to help, but none was needed.
Nope, I did this all by myself.
Are you proud?
Mm-hmm.
The works of art are for the Empty Bowl project to raise money for the Northern Lakes Food Bank. And they have a few steps to go through before they're ready for sale to the public on April 7th. Last year, more than 1,600 of these bowls were sold, along with some good hot soup. Their teacher says these kids are catching on to the idea of doing good deeds.
They do. Children at this age feel compassion and concern for other people, and I think our children have today. It's been a good motivation for them to make the bowls.
Of course, kids have a different take on what should be eaten from their bowls.
Noodles, spaghetti, cereal.
For Kids Corner 6, Jason Rice, Channel 6 News.
Doesn't that look fun, just getting in there and playing with clay?
It does.
Well, last year, the sale of bowls made by Northland children for the Empty Bowl project helped the Northern Lake Food Bank raise, get this, more than $6,000, which translates into about 200,000 pounds of food.
Wow. Now, you can pick up a bowl of hot soup and keep the handmade bowl on April 7th at the Deep Bowl. Well, up next in sports, Duluth East. Big night last night for Duluth East.
And a big weekend coming up.
Lots of hockey at the deck. Last night, of course, Duluth East clinching another Section 7 AA championship, going to the state for the 5th consecutive time, Dave, Michelle. And, of course, the Bulldogs hosting the defending national champions tonight. We'll tell you about those stories and how the wrestlers did today at state when we return.
There are many opinions. How will you vote on March 4th? Before you decide, watch our 1-hour special tonight at 7 only on Channel 6.
See anything yet? Nope. Nothing at all. Wait, fish? Oh my gosh, it's back!
McDonald's original Filet-O-Fish is back with a 33% bigger filet. Golden crisp, tender, and flaky, and only at one place. Did somebody say McDonald's?
Catch the Filet-O-Fish Extra Value Meal for just $2.99 with a large order of America's favorite fries and an icy medium Coke for a limited time at McDonald's.
Now your Chevrolet dealer's 4-day sales drive is down to a 2-day sales drive with deals that are too good to pass up. Get 2.9 APR on an easy-to-own Chevy Cavalier Coupe, 2.9 on the best-selling small car in this area, and save on a rugged S10 pickup. Just $169 when you sign the lease and $169 a month, or buy it and get up to $1,500 cash back. So get to your Chevrolet dealer soon to get in on the big 2-day sales drive. Do it today. Your Chevy's ready.
Add some chairs and a table too. Handcrafted beauty designed for you. Accentuate your dining room. Come home to Schneiderman.
Add a touch of elegance to your dining room and bedroom while all Thomasville wood furniture is on sale at Schneiderman's. Dining rooms, bedrooms, and entertainment centers. The Thomasville sale now through March 3rd at Schneiderman's.
Accentuate your dining room. Come home to Schneiderman's. Yeah.
Myth. The park is not a good use of beautiful waterfront property. Fact. Not only will the Veterans State Park not block the view of other landmarks, it will take industrial land that has been neglected for years and develop green spaces, picnic areas, and learning centers. Help bring the first waterfront state park to honor veterans to the city of Duluth. Know the facts. Say yes to the Veterans State Park on Wednesday, March 4th.
The UMD hockey team hosts the defending national champions this weekend at the deck, and unfortunately for Bulldog fans, the WCHA title could be decided tonight, but not in favor of UMD. 1 point by North Dakota tonight or tomorrow gives them the conference title outright. They've already clinched at least a share of it heading into the next to last weekend of play. The Bulldogs also have a lot on the line. They're looking to secure a home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs.
But, you know, it's a big weekend for them as well. They can clinch the trophy outright tonight, and I'm certain that that's on the back of their mind after sharing it last year with Minnesota. So it'll be a big weekend any way you look at it, because the playoffs are just around the corner.
Yeah, it's something we talked about all year long, is celebrating with that trophy, skating it around, and you know, last year was certainly rewarding. We won the McNaughton Cup and then the playoff, the Broadmoor Trophy, and eventually the NCAA championship. So we'd like to repeat, and I know Duluth's not going to be easy. They're going to give us all we want.
The UWS hockey team also in action this weekend. They'll face St. Norbert in the second round of the NCHA playoffs. Last weekend they beat Eau Claire to advance into the semis. The Jackets need to win the series if they have any hopes to advance in the NCAA Division III national tournament. The Northland will be represented by 3 teams at the State High School Boys Hockey Tournament next week in St. Paul. Hermantown and Evelyn Gilbert in Class A and Duluth East in Class AA. Big crowd last night at the deck. Duluth East waited until late in the first period to score the game's first goal. Dan Roman redirected a shot from the point. East led 1-0 with just 1:15 remaining in the period. Assist went to Kevin Oswald and John Hedberg. Moments later, while they were still announcing the East scoring, Elk River had an excellent scoring opportunity, but senior netminder Adam Kuhl robbed him with a huge glove save. East would then score what later turned out to be the game winner as Jesse Hagedorn finished a pretty passing play, 2-0 Hounds in the second. Then Elk River had another excellent opportunity to score with Kuhl caught behind the play. The Elks appeared to score, but the officials ruled that Kuhl was knocked into the net on contact, lifted the net off its moorings by accident, forcing a face-off rather than a goal, and the Elks couldn't regroup after that. East led 3-1 after two periods, that is. They'd score 4 more times in the third to a 7-1 win. They'll be representing Section 7AA for the 5th consecutive time at state. They were second last year, losing 1-0 to Edina.
Elk River was a great team, and you know, if we played them 2 more times, I don't know what the outcome would be. I mean, we were lucky enough to have it in our building with our fans, and you know, it's just a great feeling to beat a team like that.
But I'm really happy for the kids. This group of kids have taken a bad rap by some critics out there that say that they can't win the big one and will never get there, and they're not a close-knit group, but they proved everybody wrong, and they're going to state.
The play of the Carlson brothers was one of the big factors in last night's game. Sophomore Ross Carlson had 2 goals, and senior brother Reese Carlson had 2 more and an assist for a 5-point game for the Carlson family.
They look for each other. They have some kind of mind game where they know where each other is all the time. They're unstoppable, and they're going to be a big part of our team down in state.
The Hansen brothers, as we call them from Slapshot, they had a heck of a game, and I'm really happy for them. It's good to see Reese get back after playing a year juniors, and I think he's liking it now, and his brother had a heck of a game too.
Nick, what's with the hats? Tell us about the story with the hats.
Well, I think these are just something they made for the seniors, and kind of some of our senior friends made them for us, and they're just kind of our little celebration things. After we're done with work, we put these hard hats on, I guess.
And in notes tonight, the Twins could have used some hard hats. They fell to the Texas Rangers 7-0. Rangers hit 4 home runs. Wolves will host Shaquille O'Neal and the LA Lakers tonight. And the high school wrestling tournament well underway in St. Paul and Madison. Several area wrestlers are either wrestling now or later tonight. But Deer River's Judd Evans won today, and Ashland's Matt Brown decisioned his opponent in the 103-pound division. He's now 33-1 in the year. Northwestern's Mike Cawthor also posted a win. Cawthor is now 25-2. A couple other notes to pass along, Dave and Michelle. The Gary Bjorklund half marathon full already, so for those runners that maybe couldn't get out today, they're still training for that if you got your entry blank in. And Peekaboo Street on Jay Leno tonight, gold medal winner.
We'll watch
later tonight.
We're going to be right back, so don't go away.
It's absolute madness for 13 straight hours Saturday, only at North Star Ford. Hundreds of new and used vehicles. Duluth's largest selection must be sold. F-150s, Explorers, new cars, trucks, even program rental returns. Discounted as high as $4,000 and 0 down delivers. Nobody knows how low we'll go. Top dollar for trade. Open extended hours till the last car is sold. Don't miss Moonlight Madness Saturday at North Star Ford, the Northland's #1 volume store.
For the first time on network television,
Come to fight and to die for you.
his destiny was to lead a country.
Tell them Scotland is free.
His legend was to unite a people against evil
I want it hot on a plate.
and win freedom for a nation.
Are you ready for a war?
Winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Mel Gibson.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Braveheart, NBC Sunday. Parental discretion advised.
Years ago, a big wheel came to town.
Hey, that was great. Can I get a deal on 1,000 of them?
Let's try out the jet skis tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune, bigger cash and prizes. Take a spin.
Well, George, what can we expect?
A lot of snow here and there. It's just convective in nature. And forget about the word convective. It doesn't really mean anything to most folks. What it means is that this is billowy showers, kind of like what you would get during a spring rainstorm. Well, now finally turned over to snow. But look at the patchwork nature of the snow. That's what I mean. It's just air rising very quickly in pockets, so it'll snow really hard, then it'll let up from it, and then it'll snow hard again. And this is going to continue at least for a couple of hours because we have some redevelopment over northwestern Wisconsin. Again, total accumulations 2 to 4 inches on the hill, right up and down the North Shore. I think most spots down by the water 1 to 3 at most, and same story for the inland areas. Not a big storm, but it's wet snow, hard to move around. He even had a report from Isabella. A gentleman who's extremely emphatic about this. Believes they had a foot of snow last night there. Too much to plow. So, yeah, everybody's gotten their share, but up the North Shore, it's been very isolated. Temperatures tonight down into the 20s, so beware of a little freezing on because I think the roads tomorrow morning will be somewhat tricky. And then for tomorrow, scattered snow showers will persist, but they shouldn't be heavy. Temps right around 32.
All right, thanks, George. And thank you for joining us tonight. Now, we'll be back here at 7 o'clock for the USS Des Moines debate.
That's live right here on Channel 6, right after Wheel of Fortune. I hope to see you then.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashion for Men, downtown Duluth.
And about you, IQ.
What?
Who can keep a secret, Paul or Jamie?
James and I. We're having Thanksgiving. Pregnant. No. Yes, okay, we're pregnant.
Weeknights on Channel 6.
Here's a tool so handy you'll want several. One for the toolbox, workshop, camper, boat, car, even the kitchen drawer. It slices and strips wire faster and cleaner than any other wire cutters we've seen. Just turn and pull, and the wire practically jumps out of its skin. You get a perfect pigtail every time. Its carbide sharpener will put a super sharp, long-lasting edge on almost any blade in your home. It cuts tile, slices and strips wire, it sharpens, and more. No wonder it's called the multi-tool. What it does will amaze you and everybody else. Now, for a limited time, if you take advantage of this special TV offer, we'll tell you how to get a multi-tool absolutely free. Yes, one free if you order from this TV ad now. Watch carefully. Have you ever seen anything cut glass like this tool? This is 3/8-inch thick steel-reinforced plate glass. Let's see if multi-tool is up to the challenge. There you go. No problem. From thick glass to delicate mirror, multi-tool cuts it safely and easily. Send now. There's never been a better tool for cutting tile. You can get multi-tool for only $9.98. Why, this one circular tile cut alone is worth the price of multi-tool. At the other end, you'll find a blade so sharp it slices carpet effortlessly without rips or tears. You'll use it again and again because it's the sharpest knife you'll ever own. Special carbide grooves let you sharpen scissors. Even inexpensive kids' scissors will cut like magic. Multi-tool brings new life to old tools, like these rusted trimmers. Dull metal particles fly off as multi-tool puts a new edge on this old hoe. Use it on lawnmower blades and axes. Send now. Multi-tool is only $9.98. Order 2 and we'll include a third multi-tool free. Yes, order 2 and you'll get 1 free. Act now.
It's a new week, and you have another chance to become a millionaire in the Play to Win sweepstakes with Wheel of Fortune and Sears.
It's our biggest home viewer sweepstakes ever, so get ready to play and win.
From the Sony Pictures Studios, it's America's Game.